What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls Postgame.
Hi there.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. America's top-rated sportsbook. Make sure you use that promo code CHGO when you sign up. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
We're doing hoods today.
That happened.
Ooh.
I got hood on, zipped all the way up. I'm doing my best to contain the rage as long as I can, you guys.
If you only had one shot.
Spaghetti.
Knees weak, arms
Oh,
heavy.
Lord. I'm Pack. You
on
can
the
follow me
sweater
on Twitter,
already.
Bulls_Pack. My guys, Big Dave, Bow, BAWL Sports. Will the Thrill. Will_Gottlieb. Joey Spath is our producer extraordinaire at Joey Spath. We are CHGO _Bulls. Make sure you check that pinned tweet to get your ticket to our CHGO Bulls takeover, which will hopefully go a lot better than that just did.
What happened?
Bulls lose to the Phoenix Suns 132-113. Only thing I liked about that were the Suns jerseys. My God.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we all just got to watch Devin Booker drop 51
Yes.
in 3 quarters.
Yes.
So that was cool, guys.
That was always fun. He was cooking. I mean, he was on fire. All right. He was doing his damn thing. And the way he even got to 51, the last two.
The steal and the dunk.
Yes, just yes. I'm gonna go ahead and do all this
Because 51. They took away what would have been his 50th point bucket on that curl around screen.
Correct.
Just swishing another 3.
And then when he got it, it said, we'll take that. 51 in 3 quarters. I hated everyone tonight. From the top to the bottom. From Reinsdorf to AK to Billy to the players. I hated everybody. Every last one of them tonight. They all get hate. Hate. But Devin Booker was awesome.
That's coming from Mr. Positivity.
Yeah, they sucked. Everybody. No, everybody failed. Everyone failed tonight terribly. And I can point to everyone, like whatever problem you want to point to. It was no just one person. This was the organizational loss. Everybody got their ass whooped tonight, man, from the top to the bottom, all of them. I didn't like the way the guy set out the jerseys for the Bulls tonight. He sucked at that too. I didn't like the way they handed him the towels tonight. He sucked at that too. Everybody sucked. I didn't like the way the dude flew the plane. Everybody sucked, man. Everybody was trash tonight. They all get some of this.
Well, you know who wasn't trash? That would be Devin Booker.
Damn right.
He had 26 points in the third quarter alone, 10 of 11 shooting.
Come on.
Can we just talk for a second about how insane 51 points on 20 of 25 shooting is? 80%.
20 of 25. That is 80% from the field.
Not a math guy.
That's
for a guard.
incredible.
For a guard.
I think that's good.
Unbelievable. Ayton, by the way, season high 30 points. Just getting everything way too easy at the rim. We'll spend some time talking about it, but it's just like, it's incredible to see these guys perform at such a high level. It sucks when it's against the Bulls.
Yeah.
But my God, that was special.
Hey, Joey, when you get a chance, I sent you a highlight of the game I'd like to show.
I got it. I got it.
You
want to show now?
Whenever you feel.
Take it away.
Whatever you feel, man.
I'll keep it in mind.
Some highlights of the game.
This is bullshit.
I want to point to a wonderful highlight of the game that I thought was pretty damn good and interesting. So let's check this out.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's look.
We're not
Let's see
wasting
what
any
happened.
time.
What's going in there? All right. So I remember Jordan with the ball here. Bringing it up. Oh, there's a kick over. Boom. Oh, look at that. Jump in my arms, you beautiful person. Oh, look at the love. Look at the joy. That was so awesome. You know, I never saw this live when it happened. My face was buried in my hands.
Really? Couldn't watch?
Never saw it live.
Too nervous?
I didn't see the last 2 minutes. All of it buried in my hands. Just heard my family just going insane around me, and that's how I knew it happened. That was for y'all. That's all I got. No Justin Fields highlights. None of that. That's what I got for you tonight.
Okay.
Hitting that 3. Now let's get back to it.
Scott, sir. Sad that Paxson built a better team. Okay, well, if you're referring to what? Getting insanely lucky and then not screwing up drafting Derrick Rose, yes, kudos to John Paxson for that.
Yeah.
Also built some dog shit teams.
He did. Markel, I'm not ready to celebrate John Paxson. That's cool.
Thank you.
I am.
Neither am I.
3, baby. That's
No.
3 titles.
Those scars.
Oh, that felt good.
Those scars are still not healed.
Mine been healed. Get him on that 3, baby. 3 titles.
Shout out to
3
our
peat.
friends C-Red UK, who said, at least we only have to deal with the Warriors next, another team who will kill us from 3 as we carry on bricking them. Okay, so to me, that was like the pain on top of the anger on top of the pain tonight.
Yes.
Look, Devin Booker is a spectacular offensive weapon. That dude is special.
Spectacular.
He made 51 3/4 look effortless tonight.
Yes, he did.
And there were some plays that I was frustrated with the Bulls' complete lack of effort defensively or their lack of discipline defensively. That one timeout Billy called after Booker got his, 35th, 45th point of the night, whatever it was, on just like a take where no one picked him up. It was like maybe someone should pick up Devin Booker instead of letting him just waltz right down the lane and lay the ball in the fucking hoop. That I can't abide. Some of what Devin Booker did tonight was just like, step back threes in your face.
Yep.
Fade away baseline J's in your face.
Yep.
Like you said, Will, at one point making like ridiculous like floating sky hooks high off the glass. Like, what do you do with that?
Yep.
What do you do with that? On top of all of that, let's do the thing we like to do every night where we go and see what the Bulls did from behind the 3-point line tonight. 4 of 25!
Uh-oh. There it is.
Almost threw my phone on accident. Almost threw my phone. It's ridiculous.
Before we get into the Bulls,
He's getting naked.
take his shirt off too.
4 of 25! I cannot with this crap anymore. I cannot.
I've got like a cut on my lip, and every time I laugh, it kind of like splits open a little bit. I'm trying really hard not to hurt myself here.
I actually don't even think it's funny.
Oh, man. I think it's hilarious.
I do.
I think it's pretty hilarious.
But before we get into the Bulls' complete lack of shooting, I want to talk about their defense for a second and what led to, as you're saying, Matt, these easy runways for Devin Booker all the way to the basket. On top of what I mentioned before, DeAndre Ayton just having these wide open dunks. So defensively, the Bulls this year have had a lot more success because they're bringing Nikola Vucevic to the point of the screen, right? And he's doing a much better job of it. And then they're peeling back and pulling off of it.
Yeah.
Today, they were keeping him up there on the ball handler a little bit longer, and it was causing everything else to break down.
Yes, correct.
Reason number one, because Vooch wasn't containing the ball. That's where you saw Booker just get downhill, get all the way to the basket uncontested. Number two, the help wasn't there to cut off the rim. So if Booker did get downhill, there was nobody there to contest the layup, to maybe try to block a shot or protect the rim in any capacity whatsoever. And then on top of that, if the ball was contained and they actually did make Booker pick up his dribble, which they did a little bit in the first half.
Yeah.
Obviously not in the fourth quarter because he didn't play because he already scored 51. But if they did make him pick up his dribble, DeAndre Ayton would slip to the basket and literally be on an island by himself with 15 feet of space in every direction, catching passes and dunking the ball completely uncontested. And so when you have that situation where you're clearly trying to do something different to contain Devin Booker and you're failing at that, you at least have to cut off everything else.
Yes.
You at least have to be there to help on DeAndre Ayton at the rim. And they didn't do either of those things.
No.
You're not going to win. Like, put the numbers aside, put everything else aside. If you cannot execute that game plan and you're giving up wide open layups and dunks, Booker's going to make his tough jumpers. He's going to get to his spots. He's going to hit his pull-up threes. He's going to get into his mid-range thing. That's what he does. He's a great player. But when you give up these wide open baskets every single time down the floor, you're going to lose. That's how it is.
It's not, like you said, it's the 51. I mean, first of all, that's still ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
And he's going to get those, but getting 51 the way he got 51, damn. All right, he was special.
He's so good.
Tonight. He was so damn good. But like you were just saying, and actually you highlighted by showing it to me while we were sitting there watching the game, Ayton, like you just said, it wide open. If you're going to give up 51, how about you not give up 30?
On
You know
11 of 18 shooting.
Exactly. 30 points, 14 rebounds is exactly what Ayton walked away with. And a lot of them, like Will said, were easy, just simple buckets. Just like Booker's shots we thought were his
They
shots.
shot a combined 72%.
But I'm saying, like we said, his shots were his shots. Like you say, he's going to get his fadeaway, he's going to get his threes like that. Ayton's different. He's got moves and things that he can go to, but you know an easy move? Being wide open and dunking the basketball.
I can score these layups.
Yeah, that's a simple
Put me
thing
in,
right
coach.
there. I got it, coach. It was at least 10 points that he got that were just simple and free and super easy. And again, Monty Williams, brilliant coach. Talked about it in pregame, how I felt the Bulls were going to struggle against his team because of the way they move the basketball. The Bulls struggle against those teams who are high basketball IQ teams who move the basketball and always hitting the extra man, always hitting that extra pass to that open man. They had that one possession where they passed up a wide open layup for a wide open three. Yeah. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like the ball movement.
A great shot
is
to get a greater
crazy.
shot.
Come on, man! Like the ball movement they have is absolutely, completely insane, man. They're really fucking good. And what is their 6th win in a row? So they're kind of hitting their stride and feeling good about it. Even when the Bulls in the first quarter were trying to keep pace with them, it was just a lot of this. You know what I mean? No, that's enough. Cameron Payne will go hit you with 3. David Lee will go hit you with 3. Miles Bridges get a rebound, get you with a putback. Like they were doing it violently on the offensive end to the Chicago Bulls. And
it's not like the Bulls had an all-around awful offensive game. Like the stakes were pretty low there for the majority of the second half.
Yeah.
But like they were scoring. I don't think that it necessarily would have been that way had the game been closer. But they got beaten on the 3-point scoring chart or whatever by 11 threes. That's 33 points. They lost this game by 19. I mean, this game was like within reach if they shot remotely close to like a respectable normal level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean 16% on threes. And we can spend some time talking about that now. But like it's this combination of not being able to defend whatsoever and then also not giving yourself any help on offense. It's just a recipe for disaster.
I mean, supreme disaster. I'll talk about it quickly because I don't want Matt to get butt naked, get mad at the 3-point shooting. But yeah, 4 of 25 is just asinine. That's just absolutely.
I wonder
bad
how many teams in NBA
sad.
history have won a game shooting 4 of 25.
I'm sure it's happened, but not many. I'll say it like that.
I bet you there's a way somebody could look that up.
It has to be a way.
That number is low.
Has to be a very low number. But that is a horrible, horrible job. And what was it? 1 for their first 11. 1 for their first 11 and
1
12?
of 14.
That.
First half.
I mean, just
that was the first half.
Pure poop is all you can put on that, man. It was absolutely.
So they really got
horrible.
cooking in the second half to finish 4 of 25. What the fuck? I'm so mad right now. Oh
Keep
my
your clothes
god.
on, Matt. They say the phrase.
I just
keep your
needed
shirt
something
on.
else to throw.
Yeah.
I didn't want to throw my phone and my laptop, so I threw my hoodie.
I mean, they say the phrase "keep your shirt on." I mean this literally. Keep your shirt on, please. Keep it on.
There's nothing that correlates between anger and shedding clothing other than needed something to throw.
I love how Joey immediately came and set up the hat. He's like, "Here you go, man.
Please
there you
stop.
go.
Please
Toss
stop.
it. Get it to work.
Thank
Get to
you,
work,
Joey.
man. Get to work." This was one of the greatest ideas ever. Getting this thing right here, man. Like for real. This is like if you go to therapy or something and they have those stress balls or that stress bat that you have and you just hit things.
Some
and
people
throw
have
it.
tissue boxes.
Right, exactly.
It always
Stress
makes me
balls,
laugh when he
pillows.
puts on one of the like random hats that we have on set, and there's like a little like tag on the top. And it's like waving around, or like if he puts that bucket hat on, it's gonna be funny. Like
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say something, Will, during your rant. So from my perspective, I've got like the sound controls, and it's like a green, yellow, red bar for how loud you guys are. Matt is basically 99% of the time in the red. Big Dave is almost always yellow, red. Will, you're usually like green, yellow. Today, just now, Will was in the red. Will was in the fucking red.
Will's in the red. Will's in the red. Will deserves the hat throw.
Next, you ready to throw a hat, Will? I threw one. Before.
So
I just hit the red. I'm not sure I'm
He's
ready.
not there yet.
I don't
He's
want
not
to skip
there yet.
steps.
Okay.
I don't wanna
Look
skip
at
any
Pack.
steps.
Look at him in this is the point of it. This is why we do it. This is why we do it.
Oh my god.
Oh my God! He looks like he drives a van right now, dog.
I'm still-
That's a Volkswagen hat.
Get in the van.
Get
So
in
many
there.
people need to get in the van right now, man.
You know that's reversible too.
Cool.
Just let you know. Just give me your options. Just give me your options.
Is it throwable? That's the only thing I need to know about.
Anything is throwable
I'm sure we're gonna
if you put
find
your
out in
mind
about
to
5
it.
minutes. Yes. How far can it fly?
On the topic of the Bulls defense not finding any way to slow down Booker tonight, this is an interesting post-game comment from Donovan via Casey Johnson on Twitter just a moment ago.
Okay.
So you guys remember when Billy called a timeout at one point and was just death evil-eyeing Io?
Yeah, I do.
So he was asked about that after the game. Donovan said the Bulls were using a box and one on that possession in their attempt to try everything on Devin Booker and said Io blew that assignment.
Man, he
So,
was pissed.
I mean, like I just saw our pal Mark in the comments a minute ago saying, "Hey, do we talk about starting Caruso now? Do you guys think it's that much of a? I mean, look, Io tonight, 5 of 8, 11 points, pretty quiet yet again.
Yeah.
To me, Pat was a guiltier party if you're talking about the young guys in the starting lineup who need to do more.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Pat had like straight up Tony Snell kind of stuff going on tonight.
Snailed it. Like his assignment
He had
was
2 points on 2 free throws in garbage time.
I think his assignment was Devin
He
Booker.
was 0 of 8.
And cooking them.
And I mean,
He's
Pat,
had a couple of these games now.
Yeah.
Where it's starting, I don't want to say like a regression, but he's sliding back a little bit.
Yeah.
And not really giving you any of the production that he had sort of built up there over those middle couple of weeks.
That momentum.
But, yeah, I mean,
They disappeared. You're absolutely right.
It's really hard to like get into the critique of all these players on offense, I think, in this game, because that's just like, it's kind of like out the window.
Yeah.
When a team like that is scoring the way Booker was.
It's
Like
like
you
you
mentioned
can't
box and
pinpoint.
one. Why aren't they doing triangle and 2? Like one-on-one defense is not stopping this guy.
Exactly.
You gotta double team him.
One reason damn, just get out my brain, Will. This is why I
It was
love this
insane
man.
that they didn't really do that.
This is exactly what I was about to talk about. Yes, this is what I wanted to say. Like, when the dude is cooking like
Preach.
that, you get the damn ball out of his hands. You see how Toronto automatically does that to DeMar DeRozan? Because he's cooking their ass. Yo, as soon as you cross this half-court line, ball is out your hands. Let somebody else beat you, all right? But not this dude in the way he was cooking him. You double team him. You get the ball out of his hands, man. That's what you're supposed to do. I thought that's basketball 101. Like, for real. And yeah, I ain't with that shit. Again, this is why everybody is at fault for me. Everybody sucked. Everybody sucked.
Organizational
Give me a hat.
loss.
yes, Dave.
Oh man, this is
give
happening.
in. Give in
This
to the
is
power of the
happening.
hat throw.
man.
It feels so good.
Another one.
It's like anger leaving your body.
You got a lot, though. He's got a lot to go.
Hi,
Hey, Greg.
I
The
love
hats over there.
Hey.
Big Dave is wearing a hat, and he goes, "Give me a hat."
Are you kidding?
Well, that's
I know you're not going to throw.
his own hat.
I know you're not going to
Pristine
throw.
as hat.
brand new City Edition
You
hat.
off your mind.
He's had
Come
that
on,
hat
bro.
for what, 24 hours?
You know what
He's
I'm
not going to
saying?
throw
You better
that.
cut that out.
I
real
didn't
quick.
say he should throw
What is,
it.
what is that super chat about chicken parm?
He will play tonight was chicken parm. I like chicken parm, but
Chicken parm's
I
amazing.
love chicken parm. That's a funny comment. Thank
It
you.
is a
AK.
funny comment.
I
Yeah,
like
maybe
I like
that's
when
not-
people call back to the chicken parm. That was a fun moment.
It was a heck of a
That was a
moment
fun
right there,
moment.
man.
it was a long time ago too.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
It was a while, but it still was funny.
Shout
Still
out
pretty damn
also
funny.
to Anthony for the super chat. I also saw Anthony's comment earlier tonight saying he's staying up late to watch post game from Orlando. Shout out to him. He was also asking about Zach's ceiling and Pat's ceiling. Tonight, both of their ceilings were the fucking basement.
Both of their ceilings were horrific. Everybody's ceiling was
Garbage.
horrific, man. Well, obviously except DeMar, but everybody's ceiling was fucking horrific, dog. Like just trash. And Vooch too. I
Okay,
thought Vooch
you
was
know
solid.
what, Bulls fans? I know we're all in a shit mood right now because that was a rough game, but I can't tolerate these people in the comments be like, oh, Jim Boylan's really laughing now. Oh, Gar and Pax are really laughing now.
I think they just
We are not there.
Thank you
okay?
very much there.
What
We
does
are
that even
not
mean?
there.
Like, they shouldn't have fired those guys.
Right.
Because look
Do you
now
want
they're
them
bad.
back? Do you really want them back? I dare you to tell me you want them back. And then you can kindly shut the hell up.
Saw somebody say that about Scott Skiles. like,
Vinny Del Negro, too.
ain't walking
Taking
through that
jokes
door.
out Vinny Del Negro. Yeah.
Jim Boyd
That's what we
Land
need.
ain't walking through that door.
That's what's missing in this Bulls culture right now is Vinny Del Negro and John Paxson strangling each other. That's clearly what this team is lacking. You kidding me? Get out of here with this nonsense.
It was an ass whooping, man, by a really great basketball team.
Yeah.
That's what you
exactly.
saw. That's really what you saw. The best team in the Western Conference, you got your ass whooped by them. The one of the
And their
best
best player
players in the
had
Western
an
Conference.
insanely good night.
And their second best
Shining
player,
like a star.
And their second best player had an insanely good night.
And their
tonight.
actual second best player didn't even play.
Correct. Boom, right there.
Yeesh.
And they beasted them. That's what they've done.
It's time for a break.
Joey, I sent you more highlights.
I need to collect myself.
We can go to it after the break, Joey.
While we're giving you all some words from our friends and sponsors, hit that thumbs up button. I know no one likes the Bulls tonight, but we all love each other.
Ooh,
And we could use some thumbs up.
That's a segue.
So, tonight, of course, is brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. Hoops fans, the NBA season's heating up. Still so many unknowns. How many more 50-point games is Devin Booker going to drop? When I'm looking to get in on the action,
Well, he only had
I bet
44.
with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and our official betting partner at CHGO. New customers can bet just $5 pregame on any NBA money line. And if your team wins that bet, you get $150 in free bets. Check this out. Right now, everyone can also earn up to 100% boost with the DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. You got points, rebounds, boards, anything you want. Throw them all together into one bet. The more legs you add, the bigger the boost, the bigger your shot to win big. So download that DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, and don't forget to do so with promo code CHGO to capitalize on that awesome offer, $5 on any NBA moneyline bet to get you $150 in free bets if your team wins.
Yeah.
And, gentlemen, for the first time this season, we are awarding the DraftKings Sportsbook King of the Game to a non-Bulls player.
How dare you.
Because you know what? DeRozan put up 29 in a blowout loss. Could have, I guess, given it to him. But I didn't feel like it because you know what? Devin Booker just scored 51 points in 31 minutes, basically 2.5 quarters because he didn't score in like the first 6 minutes of the first.
That's fair.
That earns you a king of the game.
Balled
I
out
don't
of
care
control.
what jersey you're wearing.
Balled out of control. No, you will not get the horn sound out of me for that. But yes, balled out of control, did his thing, man. Congratulations, Devin Booker, being the king of the game.
King of the game. Don't forget that promo code CHGO.
Well, like, wow, 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 wow. That's up. But I still have to ask the question. And since he's angry, I'm going to bring it over here. Matt Peck, what time is it?
Bedtime.
Bedtime?
Time to rage. Time to throw a hat.
There it is. And also, what's that coincide with what time it is, Matt?
Game time. Who?
Yeah, that hottest juice.
Oh, my God.
Peck broke something back here, sir.
I thought that was Stone Cold was about to come out here. Game Time's the hottest new ticketing site. Makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. Because we know that you have dreamed of sitting at that 50-yard line. We know you dream of sitting courtside behind home plate. Those floor seats at the concert next to the GOAT while he's typing out that gold. We know you dreamed of sitting there. Well, you can do all this stuff at the Game Time app. Biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seat you thought your wonderful self could never, ever buy. You won't find better deals this season to see the Chicago Bulls unless you're coming to see them December 16th. Then you can still get them on Game Time, baby, when you come hang out with us right here. We should bring the hats, by the way.
I'll bring you this. This is my Chicago Fire hat from 1998. Totally mine.
It's actually a pretty sick hat. I like
It
it.
is a dope hat.
It's a dope hat.
No, it's a dope ass hat. He's right. Absolutely right about that. And just like here at CHGO, Game Time is created by the fans and for the fans, and they guarantee you the lowest prices. Now, if you love what we do here at CHGO, and Joey, what you say right there?
I do love it, that what we do here at CHGO.
If you love
And
what we
we
do at
know that-
CHGO,
And we know that you do.
that.
And we know that you do.
there you go.
Is that?
Come on.
When has that been a thing?
Come on, baby. How they know it though?
I don't know.
They called the oof. They
I
called the
think
oof.
it's-
They was on it.
And we know you do. It was from a different read from our
I know, but-
okay, well,
But that's why I tossed it because I thought you would be with me on
my
that
bad.
one. thought
I
you
was
would-
going to say, and that rhymes or something like that.
Thank you, Goat, by the way. He
got
was
you. I
over
got
here
you.
typing gold and still got the
I'm looking
alley-oop.
up stats. I'm
Look at the
all over the
stats.
place.
He's
I still
all
got
over
you.
it. He's all over it, man. Then you'll love Game Time, y'all. The best way to support us here is by buying your tickets through the link in that description and giving us that good old thumbs up. When you do so, that thumb right there and that thumb
Do
right
it.
there. Hit that, baby. Appreciate you. Join over 15 million people who have downloaded the Game Time app and scored the best seats to all your favorite events. Do it all, Wheel to Thrill. What time is it?
Game time.
I like how you smooth and then smacked them. I like that.
I like to throw people off. Keep them on their toes.
Keep them on their toes. That's why I tell Joey all the time. Keep them on your toes, man. You gotta keep them right. Be ready for anything.
K-Ron Hay in the comments saying, I'm not coming to a game until the trade happens.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Well, as long
That
as you
is-
watch us,
That is your prerogative.
we appreciate you sitting there and watching this, though. Make
Tune
sure you
in.
hit that thumbs up. Can we get a thumbs up before the trade? Is that all right? Can we get a thumbs up, K-Ron? K-Ron?
Two of them things.
We should start selling tickets to do our show. Like, you don't want to spend tickets to go to the United Center? You come here.
Come on, hang out. Yeah.
Court side, studio side,
Studio side.
set side.
Set side.
Can we have them sign a waiver to say they won't sue if I throw a hat at them?
Yeah, that is a good call.
That is a good thing. Yeah.
We'll put up like a net, like at MLB games.
like chicken wire from that bar that the Blues Brothers play at. What is Frank's Country Bunker?
Yeah, because they're throwing bottles and
right. Yeah, chicken wire.
Chicken wire. Yes.
Bob's Country Bunker.
Pack, wait, real quick. Read this comment from Scott because I think you'll like it.
Scott says, Pat is Lenny from Of Mice and Men. I'm convinced.
I don't know what that means, but I know you would like it.
It's not good.
Lenny is a very kind-hearted and not too bright, very large man.
Large.
Who has a best friend named George.
Hey, George.
And they have a shared dream of one day living in peace and harmony on a quiet little plot of land somewhere. And Lenny gets to tend the rabbits because Lenny is fond of rabbits.
Like to pet the bunny, George.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for him.
But, Lenny even occasionally accidentally uses his physicality.
Yes, he does.
in a demonstrative way.
To the point that the story took a dark turn because of that.
There's a couple of dark turns.
Yeah, but true.
There's a puppy that's
it's a puppy.
no longer a puppy.
There's a person.
And then there's a person that's no longer a person.
Hey, spoilers, guys. Come on,
Yeah,
I
sorry
haven't
about that.
read it yet.
Go home
Sorry
tonight
about
and
that.
read Of Mice and Men, Joey. It's a great but sad tale.
It's also been like 4 movies made about it too, Joe. You can watch the movie as well.
Yeah, John Malkovich
Yep.
and Gary
Sinise,
Sinise
yep.
playing Lenny and George respectively in a
Yep.
great movie version of the story of Mice and Men.
Completely agree.
But yeah, so Lenny being Pat Williams, I don't know about that. In that, like Gentle Giant, is that the comp you're trying to make?
It's more Ferdinand the Bull for me.
Okay, yeah.
Than it is Lenny. Because
Right.
like you said, that dude had a violent streak. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he had a violent streak in him. No, it's more Ferdinand, man. Like, yeah, that's what it is. He's a bull, and it fits because he's a bull. So he's more Ferdinand the Bull right now. Like, he has all these things. You look at him, it's like, what the hell? What the hell's going on? But
Waiting for that bee sting.
just waiting for it, man. Yep, waiting for that bee.
Waiting
Who
for that
is
bee
the bee sting?
Matt Peck.
Who is the one?
Chocolate salty bull saying, so who is putting Pat out of his misery? Is that looping back to Of Mice and Men? Because
Yeah,
that
that's
is
exactly what that
a
is.
sad
Yeah.
ending
Yeah, it's a
of
very-
that story. I don't
very sad
think
ending.
anyone needs to be like putting Pat down as of
Seriously.
right now.
Right. But they needs to be bringing.
Sorry,
him
I
up.
just wanted to make the quick joke. I didn't mean to take
Yeah,
this
see where
dark
it went?
turn
You see
about
where it
us
went, Joey?
taking
Yeah.
Pat out back.
See where it went?
Yeah.
See where it went?
It's okay.
Took him
Pat,
behind
we
the
still
tree.
love
Are you familiar with Old Yeller, Joey?
I'm following basically just through the couple things that you've said about Lenny. I think I have a pretty good understanding of what the reference was and what happened at the end of the story.
Do you know Old Yeller?
Yes.
The ending of Mice and Men is basically Old Yeller, but with a person.
Yeah, that's gruesome.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yes. Yes, Joseph.
Quick change of subject. Shout out to 8K for a super chat. Who said, how do you rate Zach's play and progression thus far? Are you concerned for 50-40-90 club of last season? A distant memory. Okay.
Good question.
Again tonight, I liked what I saw in some part of Zach's game, and then the rest of it drove me crazy.
Yeah.
That seems like it's been Zach's season all season long so far, because he did end up 7 of 15, not terrible, but 1 of 6 from downtown. But he started ice cold.
Yeah.
Could not make a shot in the first half of this game, first 3 quarters of this game to save his life. And then he, ends up with 21, but a lot of that 21 came in garbage time.
Yeah.
What I did like is that he had 7 dimes and 1 turnover.
Yeah.
So it's like there are parts of Zach's game where he's still like showing you something, but the whole package is still not there, and my patience is wearing thin, and I don't like that my patience is wearing thin because I want to believe in Zach. I've been a Zach believer since day one, but it's just like something is off. He's forcing stuff. We talked about him on Monday too. It's hard.
Yeah, it's like Will and I were kind of discussing how it feels like he just makes the game hard for himself. I felt like I was watching that again tonight. Like, it was weird. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm looking at the numbers, and I saw him bringing the ball up, and I saw him doing these things, but for me, it didn't impact the game with anything that he was doing. And I just didn't feel that from him. And yeah, him going inside, it just doesn't look right yet. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look to that point where I'm like, there we go. You know what I mean? All right. I know we lost and we took that, but Zach was doing it, you know what I mean, doing his thing. It just felt like plodding through mud kind of thing. You're making progress as you're walking, but it's grass over here, and you're walking through the mud for some reason to get to that. And that's kind of how I felt like watching Zach. That's just how I felt.
The analogy that I've been thinking on for Zach is kind of like a quarterback, where if it's his designed pass play, he'll probably get a reception. He'll probably find his receiver. If it's a designed run play, he'll be able to scramble and get some yards. But if there's coverage where he's not sure what's going to happen, if he hasn't already made up his mind about, is this a run play or is this a pass play, it could get ugly.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Zach has always been and continues to be that his ability to read these things live as they're happening and adjust in real time is his biggest flaw. And I think the injury and being held back from really being able to like get to the rim at will, being able to elevate and shoot threes at will, that's holding him back from being able to develop that more. I don't know what's going on with Zach or like what percent he's playing at. Like you look at his box score tonight, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 turnover. That looks great. But you just see the way he's reading the game. And I do think he has improved at passing. I do think he still has the ability to score basically whenever he wants. But it's blending those things and making it harder for the defense to read you, making the defense miss.
Yeah.
I just think he's really struggled with that, and I don't think that his health is doing him any favors.
No. And not having that three-point shot, like you said, is really, really key to all this because it was the
He's like checking down every play.
Exactly.
He's not able to throw deep and open up the defense, stretch the defense that way.
Correct. It was always the fail-safe. Like, if I can't get to the bucket, if I'm not getting the foul calls, I can still hit this step back on you in your face and
he's
be all right.
He's at the point in his career where he's still obviously very athletic, even partially injured, but like he's getting to the point in his career where, you know, you look at DeMar, you look at MJ, like these guys who were just absolute one-of-one generational athletes who expanded their game, understood how to develop different skills that allowed them to be successful, maybe even more successful without their athleticism, that got them to that point. I just think we're still a ways away from that with Zach. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I just think it's been tough for him to develop much of anything this year because he's still dealing with an injury.
And you can see it. Like, honestly, it's pretty obvious. That's why it's hard for me to, when people jump on the, see, I told you so. And I'm like, yeah, but see, he's not ready yet. Like, you know, I don't see that Zach yet that's ready. I would feel that critique more if it was that Zach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's not at that level yet, and it's showing. You know what I mean? Whether he's going to admit that or not, we know what we're looking at.
Another way to put it, I like this from Chad in the comments, who said, I like Zach, but none of his shots are within the flow of any of this offense.
Yeah.
It's kind of
correct
along the similar lines of what you were saying.
Like, when that second unit comes in and it's just Zach as their number one, everything stopped. Like, you saw that tonight when he got the ball, and I immediately screamed, why isn't anybody moving? Like, why is nobody doing anything? It's just like they were like, well, Zach's got the ball, so I guess we'll just wait around and see what happens right here. And Zach immediately is not going to wait to try to get everybody the ball. He's like, we're losing. We stink. I got to put it all on me. Another discussion that we had about Zach LaVine. He's going to put it all on him immediately. So, yeah, like when you're seeing all that stuff from Zach, combined with the fact that he's still not healthy, combined with the fact that that three-point shot ain't hitting right now, combined with the fact that he don't have that move that he can get going or anything like that, you're getting what you're getting. And it's still good. And that's what's wild. It's still like 20 points and 5 assists. And that's just him not being there yet. And that's why Zach LaVine is good. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Shout out to Alex, who had a super chat saying the Bulls being honest with the media is like an MJ GOAT missing a mid-range shot, not happening. I wonder if that was harkening back to our pregame discussion about the Lonzo thing or the Billy Donovan thing.
Also connects to the Zach thing.
Yeah, they were honest. They were just not telling you. There's a difference.
What's that line that liars try to use all the time? It's like there's a difference between lying and withholding information.
Omitting it. Yeah.
Omitting information.
Omitting the truth. Yeah. Still a lie.
I'm omitting as much as I can right now.
He's omit peck is in effect right now as he sips the nectar of the gods.
Man.
Can we talk a little bit about some of these comments that are kind of now maybe a little bit more than pregame in favor of plan blow it up?
Plan blow it up.
Does this
it's there?
Does this
the
brutal loss?
The plan blow it up people are not hiding anymore. They are out. They are loud and proud.
Does this loss like make you guys say, "All right, let's do it. Let's blow it up"?
Here's the thing to me. No, it doesn't, because I don't like the blow up plan any more than what we got right now. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember the blow it up plan?
Oh, I remember it well.
Remember how it worked? Mm-hmm. 3 years in a row, we picked 7th.
Yeah,
that was fun.
None of those guys, other than Kobe, are still around, and Kobe's a kind of occasional bench guy.
Yeah.
How'd that work?
Yeah.
Blowing it up is not a solve.
No.
And I'm sorry if any of you believe that the crap Bill Simmons was spouting yesterday, whatever that was, is a better plan. I feel sorry for you because I don't think that's a better plan. I'm frustrated because I've also watched this team beat the Celtics twice.
Yeah.
I've watched them beat the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
They just got a decent road win against a decent Utah team. We beat Miami. This team is capable.
Yeah.
I get mad when they give you that. And look, Phoenix is the best team in the league, arguably, right now. Mm-hmm. And their best player played like one of the best players in the league.
He did.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
So, no, tonight's game is not getting me to I'm joining plan blow it up crowd. I think it's too premature, and I don't think that the blow it up crowd are thinking about what the actual answer is after you hit the self-destruct button and just how messy that can get.
Ooh, that's real. I think if I had more time under this, then I'd actually consider something like that. This is what, year 3?
What do you mean by that? More time under this?
Because this is like year 3 for Billy Donovan. Your first year, you were basically getting it all together. Your second year, you made the trades and you got the guys in here and you went to the playoffs. You're in the middle of the third year after that and you're like, screw it, blow everything up. No, I can't do that. That's just mad early for me, bro.
If you add 2 3-point shooting threats to this team,
it's a totally different thing.
But what do you – sorry, go, Big Dave.
And also, I'm also looking at the other reasons why. Again, your team isn't whole at the same time. No, you don't like hearing that, y'all, about Lonzo not being here, but it's a thing because he was your front guard. That's the thing, all right? Your team not being whole matters, you know what I mean, and how your team is going to look. So, again, it's just too early for me to say, oh, man, screw this, blow it up. After what I just watched, not 2 seasons ago, but literally last year, what I saw this team do, and you're like, blow that up after a season. Not even a season. We're 20-something games in, man. And you're like, we're done? I'm not there. That's just not my makeup, man. I got to see more of it to be like, okay, now I know for sure this didn't work. This didn't come together. This didn't come together. Fine. Let's blow it up. Let's do it over again. At the same time, this is why he signed those contracts that they did when they were 3-year deals. This is why DeMar got 3. You know what I'm saying? This is why because they understood that plan also. You know, it wasn't a 1 or 2 year thing. It literally was 3. They were going for that. They were going for 3. So I'm waiting to see what it is after next season before I have that kind of discussion. But as of right now, no, I'm nowhere near that. Like Matt said, give me some damn shooters out here. Matty Legend's still out there, just letting you know there. Shooters are out there, ladies and gentlemen. No, beggars can't be choosy right now, Matt. You better go get the greatest shooter in the world on your team. You're going to need it. But, yeah, no, I'm not.
Personally, I cannot say that I am nowhere near there.
Come on.
Cannot say that.
Let's hear it.
For me, it's just like I look at – we talked a little bit about this earlier. I look at Vooch coming up as an expiring this year. What do you do with that? We've looked at this is now 2 years in a row that this big 3, so-called big 3, is a net negative together on the floor. You cannot just let a guy like that walk away for nothing. It's a lot. I mean, you can. It's sunk cost at this point. You've already traded all the assets for him. Yeah. But that would suck. But what would be even worse than that for me would be if they went and re-signed him to an unfavorable deal because they felt like they needed to continue to kick the tires on this window. If AK looks at it after this season and says, I don't think that this core is doing anything, then you can't sign Vooch, and you have to, and that's why I say you have to at least do some of the due diligence about seeing what you can get for a guy like that. I say keep DeMar for now because he's been so good and you have another year of control. So, but like Will has made the point a bunch of times, I think it's more attractive to trade guys that have more than half a season on their contract. So, that's the part for me. I think it can go either way, but I think we at least got to start, thinking about it.
Because they need shooting.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Well, I think a lot of that will depend on where is this team in the standings, what is their record as they get closer to that deadline.
Yeah.
If they decide,
I do think they need to make a call.
Right now?
Not necessarily right now, but before it's too late. I'm not sure what that cutoff point is. Maybe it is the trade deadline.
Okay.
But, like, if they get to the trade deadline and they're 3 or 4 games under 500, like they are now, but now the Utah Jazzes of the world, the San Antonio Spurs, all these teams that are expected to get into that tank race start to really go for it. Now you've lost ground. Now maybe, they're already kind of like in that 8th, 9th place in the tankathon standings or whatever. What if they're 10th or 11th? Now you've lost that opportunity to cash in on a few more losses to get you closer to keeping your own pick. So I do think that time is of the essence in making that decision. I also agree with what Joey said. If you are going to move Vooch, you obviously have to do that before the deadline. Otherwise, you lose him for nothing. And so you have to give yourself time to evaluate that. The idea of continuity was to see this group fully constructed, right? They're not going to have the chance to do that.
Right.
If we're talking about all-star break for Lonzo, the trade deadline is either the week before or the week after all-star break. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get a full evaluation period. So you have to start looking at the last however many games from last season plus these early games from this season as the sample size, because that's the group.
Yeah.
That's what you've got. So for me, it's not like let's pigeonhole ourselves into trading, DeMar and Zach and Vooch for anything we can get because this team is trash and there's no other path, so we just have to get rid of them. Like no
Obi Toppin?
No Obi Toppin, right? Like you don't want to, because that's pigeonholing yourself the same way that you did by trading 2 picks and Wendell for Vooch. You've gone all in on something that you don't really understand where it's going to lead you. So I think you just have to be careful about it. And in a shocking turn of events, I'm kind of like lukewarm in the middle about this, but like if you test the waters, you see what's available to you at the deadline. If there's a move that you think is going to positively impact your future or your present,
You
go for it. If not, there's no point in just like selling parts to sell parts.
Yeah.
I think that's where teams get themselves in trouble of like the value
Right.
of my pick is so important that we can tank this year and maybe get a top 4 pick because the Bulls just don't really have that luxury.
Right. And look, I think maybe an important distinction that needs to be made when you're talking about do you blow it up and you blow it up before this season's trade deadline is what do you mean by blow it up? Because there are some Bulls fans, I think, out there who are saying right now, sell everything, sell all the valuable assets you got right now, your win now talent that you got on this roster, collect assets,
And just tank
towards the bottom for Wembanyama. Some Bulls fans think that. To me, that is one of a few different things that you might say blowing it up means.
Yeah.
Because, I see Junior here in the comments saying, well, enjoy 38 to 40 wins for the next 3 years and getting bounced in the first round. I assume you mean people who are not advocating for blowing it up, that being the result. Basically, this purgatory team we're looking at 20 games into the season.
Yeah.
Just because you don't blow it up and steer right towards the bottom, which is something that we don't want to do.
No.
We were just there. It sucks there.
Not
Trust
fun.
me, it's worse.
Not fun.
We were talking about 20 and 30-point deficits on a nightly basis. Not fun. But you know what you can do? Adjust your roster. That's the frustration that I think some of us had who were looking at last season's first-round exit to say, okay, this is a good team. It's not a great team.
Right.
Not capable of making a deep playoff run. So make some tinkering and some adjusting and improvements to the roster this offseason. Come back with the same core pieces and try again. And that's what AK and Eversley pitched.
Yeah.
We were frustrated that they didn't add three-point shooting.
That was the main one.
Didn't add a lot of rim protection that you could have used. But that's not, that's a far shot away from saying, well, it's either that or let's blow everything up and let's steer towards the tank.
Yeah.
Because F that.
F that.
Just because you don't do that option doesn't mean you can't adjust to what you have now at this trade deadline and moving forward.
Sorry, I was that because the only thing that popped in my head was John saying we had 2 Samsons.
We had 2 Samsons, y'all.
I'm sorry, so it kept popping in my head. Though.
Right, like when people say rebuild, I don't think there's any scenario where it would make sense right now for the Bulls to trade Zach LaVine. like in any
Yeah.
that just doesn't make sense. They
unless
just signed
you're
him
blown away, which you're not going
right,
to be.
unless you're blown away and people are negotiating when he's at the lowest his value has been in 3 seasons. Like
Yeah.
if you're blown away and people are blowing the asking price out of the water, that's the only scenario. But you have him for 5 years. He's still 26, 27 years old. Like he has a lot to go. There's a difference between saying there's still a chance we can compete with Zach LaVine in his prime as one of the guys on this team, but there's a difference between saying we can do that with 32 and 33-year-old Vooch and DeMar. Like that's the difference,
I think the way you would want to do it is basically Lonzo's done for the year.
Yeah.
Zach's not looking right. Maybe we'll start to hold him out some more games.
Okay.
Caruso's an animal. He's going to get himself injured at some point. Maybe we do move on from DeMar or Vooch or both.
Okay.
And kind of play is this tanking legal, or are we just like holding guys out, clearly to try to keep their own draft pick, and just see if you can sneak your way in that way. Maybe you accumulate a few assets, but then next year you've still got Patrick and Io and Zach and this group that's a little bit younger now that you can sort of start to transition into that era, that phase of Bulls basketball. But again, I'm not doing that unless I at least have a pretty good idea that that's the better option moving forward. I don't think that they're in a position where they can make that call right now. I understand the frustration after losing a bad game,
Sure.
but I don't think this outcome pushes me over that edge yet.
No, and I can guarantee you this, though. As the trade deadlines get closer, and if this continues, Bulls' phone is going to be ringing.
For sure.
Like, them teams are going to be calling for a couple of these players that they
That's
got.
what I tweeted today. Like, they're in the center of the team is clearly not a contender, but team also has some really good players,
Right.
Venn diagram,
Right.
where, like, that's where the Bill Simmonses of the world are going to come in and say,
Right.
Bulls got to trade this guy.
Right. Obi
They'll
Toppin.
also
Blow it
be
up.
getting
Obi
phone calls
Toppin.
from Bulls fans who said, "Hey,
Moses Moody.
I think we should trade Kobe in a second rounder for Anthony Davis. I made it work in the trade machine."
Oh, the trade machine.
Shout out to juniors in the comments who said, "I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon."
I'm being black and gifted.
I'm Cuban, B. We got to take one more quick break here for
Samson
more
and
words from our
Sheila.
friends and sponsors. You want some candy?
Dandy makes you dandy.
Candy makes you dandy. Dave, what else makes folks dandy?
Wearing
Is it the
cool-
great deals at Shady
I was
Rays?
going to say wearing cool shades.
Cool shades.
Oh, hat throw is
Uh-oh,
on there.
I'm running low.
Running low. Need to replenish, Joey. Need to replenish. And you replenish.
Big Dave, Big
there's
Dave.
Several.
They never understood.
They didn't get it?
They never understood.
Joey's awesome. And you didn't understand. They didn't understand. Nobody understood why sunglasses were so damn expensive. So Shady Rays set out to change all of that. They said you ain't got to break the bank to get them quality sunglasses because we at Shady Rays is going to give them to you. And we going to make them inexpensive. Shady Rays, that premium polarized shades featuring that world-class optical clarity, sustainable durability. Styles cater to everyone and every lifestyle. Hey. Best part about Shady Rays, they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear that I like to call the Matt Peck Lost and Broken Replacements Plan. As you can see, Matt Peck is tossing them hats out there, baby. Just imagine if it's some Shady Rays on that hat and they get broken in that toss. If he does that on day one, Shady Rays send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. They stand behind that product, y'all. And the reason to do that is 200,000 five-star reviews from those customers who are pleased because their Rays are, so shady. So, exclusive for our listeners, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use that code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. That is a buy one, get one free. What they call that, Matt Peck?
BOGO BOGO.
You can get your BOGO for the low with 54-fold. Redeem only at shadyrays.com. Where you can find all their newest and best shades because the Shady Rays or the Rays are so shady.
They never understood.
We hear you holding that back recordings. We hear you. Hey, where them predictions been at, huh? You slacking. Yeah, how about them double doubles for Patrick Williams? Today's episode also brought to you all by FOCO. Chicago, you've already got the best coverage for your favorite teams. That's us. That's the CHGO Hawks crew over there waiting in the wings for their post-game show. So get fitted out in the best sports gear around. FOCO has you covered from Soldier Field to the Madhouse, from the north side to the south side.
Nice.
With hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads, hats, everything in between. Get decked out like DeMar.
Joey,
with
that's
apparel from the leader in sports merch and collectibles. That's FOCO. Looking for the perfect gift for the football fan in your life this holiday season? FOCO's got you covered.
Yeah, they do.
Covered with hoodies to fight that cold Lake Michigan breeze. Speaking of which, CHGO Bears tailgate this Sunday.
Yeah.
Bears Packers.
Boo!
Come, show up, and wear all your comfy Chicago sports layers that you got at FOCO.com.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah. That's FOCO.com. And if you go there and shop now with promo code CHGO at checkout,
What you get?
you're getting 10% off that order.
Bam!
FOCO.com.
Oh! Next time, flip that hat. I want to see the other side.
You want me to I'll go get it right now.
Oh, he's going to do it right now?
Yeah, talk about the Bulls.
All right. Yeah. Then we'll move on and talk about the Bulls there, right there. So, yeah, that's how it goes right there. Yeah, I told you. Flip that. Flip them things. Get that 2-for-1 right there.
Oh, this side is so much better.
Yeah, get that 2-for-1, baby.
Boom.
All about that life. Yeah. Looks like Matt Peck Private Eye right there. That's a private investigator hat.
These bucket hats what the cool kids are wearing these days, Dave. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, man.
That's a nice snug fit right there.
Yeah. And here's the other more bad news for the Chicago Bulls. Next game, you have to go against the Golden State Warriors.
The defending NBA champions?
Yeah.
Them Warriors?
Who I'm sure the Bulls haven't beaten in years. Every time
it's got
I
to
feel
be
like
at
every
least
time they
since-
play the Warriors, somebody sets a record.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Clay, 14 threes. Steph, 15 threes. Clay, 17.
Yeah.
Clay set a three-point record against us while bleeding from the head.
The Jackie Moon game.
I will never forget that for the rest of my life.
Never forget the Jackie Moon game.
How is
baby.
that a thing that happened in real life?
We saw it half. We watched it live. They
Meanwhile,
scored
last
92
time-
at the half.
Last time the Bulls played the Warriors, that was the game where both Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball got injured.
Great. Thanks
So
for
you
Thank
can-
you for bringing that up.
right.
You can neuralize me, please.
Damn, dog. Like, damn. It wasn't bad enough. We had to get that too.
We gotta get it. We gotta
Party
get it all
pooper
out
over here.
today.
Oh,
We gotta
man.
get it out of our system.
Goodness, man. That stung right there.
That's what happens when you're.
That's what happens, man.
That's what happens when you're me.
That's what happens when you
These are the things I think about.
don't sleep at night.
Yikes. So,
Moon Knight.
some people might be saying, hey, man, the Warriors are actually struggling out of the gate this season. As far as defending champions go, I mean, they're not like LA Rams bad as defending champions.
Yeah.
But they're 11-11, ninth in the West. But what has their problem been? They can't figure out ways to win on the road.
Correct.
For whatever reason, they
For
are
whatever
2-10.
Yeah.
However, as you pointed out while we were watching tonight's game and looking down the road, Dave, 9-1 on their
Vicious.
home floor.
And I mean, kids killing people at home. Like they're not even close games
And
that they're winning at home, and they are destroying folks at the crib, man. And yeah, like so all I think of is destruction, terror, and mayhem. Anytime they go visit the Golden State Warriors, I just immediately think of pictures of Steph shooting threes, turned around to the crowd, flipping pancakes, doing backflips and high-fiving before the ball goes in.
He
Like,
did it on a
that's all I
floater
think.
last week.
He did.
In
He did.
traffic.
Like,
He did
there's a picture.
Oh my God.
There's a photo, man. Like his cool photos are usually against the Bulls. Like what I think of, like those are the ones, man. So yeah, I don't know what it's going to end up being, but history will tell you it's going to be an ass whooping. That's what history says. It's going to be bad.
At least we'll get to see our old friend Steve Kerr.
Hey,
That's always a bright spot to play the Warriors,
Always
right?
good to see Steve Kerr.
Good old Stevie.
Good old Stevie.
Man.
Joey, can I see another highlight when you get the chance? It's a good time to throw on a highlight.
Remember when Steph was the unanimous MVP in 2016 and he averaged 30 points per game on 67% true shooting?
Oh, my God.
Well, this year
Oh, Derek over a young Dragic. I love that.
Yeah, that's a good feeling right there. That's a good feeling. We have arrived on the scene. Yes.
Man, 2009-10.
that was a great
It's
year.
a good time. It's a good time.
Things were
Things
so
were on the
much.
up.
Things were vibing back then.
Things were vibing. You felt it.
The,
It was a
the
good thing.
world was just
Will was actually a
ours for the
happy,
taking.
non-disgruntled gentleman at that point in time.
I was like 10.
Congratulations, Joey.
I was young.
Joey didn't
Yeah,
even
he was a
know.
young man. He's still a young
Young
man.
goat.
don't know what it's like for these Bulls to be like competitive for the most part. You know?
Sorry to hear that.
You were.
I guess I
trying to
do.
figure out who to tag at recess.
It's true. It's true.
He said it's true.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
true. Yeah, you're right. But Steph is having that season.
Steph is having. Yeah, I was saying, Steph was the unanimous MVP. Okay, first ever unanimous MVP in 2015-16. He averaged 30 points per game on 67 true shooting. That's like
It's really dumb.
Rudy Gobert, DeAndre Jordan caliber numbers where literally all you do is catch lobs and dunk.
Yeah.
But Steph's obviously shooting 10 threes a game.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
this
special.
year he's averaging 31 points per game and 68% true shooting. He is having a more potent offensive season than his unanimous MVP season. The Warriors' struggles are not for a lack of Steph playing at the highest level he's ever played. Like, he's rebounding better. He's getting more assists. Like, he's just across the board as good as he has ever been.
Yeah.
If not better in a lot of ways. So
Yeah.
I love watching Steph. I'm excited to see this game, but hopefully he does not score 50 on the Bulls in 3 quarters.
Right. To that end, Christian in the comments saying another possible national TV game embarrassment.
Yeah.
AK saying Curry shimmies will be in full swing.
This on national TV?
It is. It's an ESPN game. It's
Oh,
the
great.
second half of an ESPN doubleheader out there in San Fran. Jep Rocks in the comments saying Warriors Bulls on national TV is becoming the NBA version of Packers Bears on prime time.
Ass whoopings.
Another national embarrassment.
Ass whippings.
Yeah.
Ass
Well, hey,
whippings.
Bears Packers is just a noon game this weekend, though, right?
Hey.
That was not on that. We already got that over with. Wasn't it week 2 Sunday Night Football, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Bears Packers?
Yeah.
Gee, that was fun.
We get Nathan Peterman against Jordan Love going on up in here? Huh?
Dude.
Now that's how you tank, Bears. Number 2 in the draft
I
right
mean,
now, baby. Number
it-
2.
Makes 0 sense. It makes less than 0 sense to let Justin Fields anywhere near that field
He
on
wouldn't even
Sunday.
sniff a field.
But how great would it be to see a Fields versus Love matchup so that we could all just bask in the glory that Bears' future bright, Packers' future.
Before the injury, I wanted this is the only game I wanted to win because I wanted him to have a signature victory this season. After he got hurt, I can give a damn about a signature or anything. He can go ahead and relax and chill up. Put your feet up. Matter of fact, come to the tailgate, Justin. Come hang out, dog. You know what I mean? Chill out with us. We're going to do it up right.
Yeah.
Right.
We got bucket hats.
Bucket hats. Matt just figured out reversible bucket hats. And he's liking that side. Boom. Flip.
Philadelphia.
Gilligan. Right there.
Nope. Black side's definitely better.
Yeah, it fits you better, man.
Thank you. I mean, it
Matt
doesn't
wearing-
fit me in any sense.
No,
because
you-
it's a damn bucket hat and it looks ridiculous.
Isn't it interesting Matt wearing the black hat looks better?
Schoolboy P.
Schoolboy P.
What's
It's a
that?
rapper named
It's
Schoolboy
true.
Q.
Whenever
Just call him
whenever
Schoolboy
I
Q. He
see
wears
bucket
I
hats,
assumed
think of
that was
Schoolboy
some
Q.
reference I didn't.
Say
He's,
it.
He's a
Whenever I
big
see
bucket hat guy.
I think of Schoolboy Q immediately.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just
you should, man.
synonymous.
Don't worry about it, Matt.
me too.
Matt being out rap referenced
love-
by the two
love me
Jewish
some
by the two
Schoolboy
Jews on the
Q.
podcast.
Is it the letter Q or is it like CUE?
Letter
Just Q.
Just letter Q.
The letter Q.
Yeah.
Just the letter Q.
Call
man.
me Q butt.
Oh, he's trying. Don't do that. Just roll. Just
Literally
roll.
never heard of him before.
Just roll. Shoulder roll it, man. Shoulder roll it.
I mean, what did we say when this road trip started?
Now, what do we say?
2 and 4? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe 1 and 5 when we were looking at that Thunder game based on the way the Bulls were playing.
Yeah. Because we didn't feel good about, especially this back end.
Right.
I don't think we felt
Now
good
you're-
about any of these games.
Now you're 2 and 2.
Yeah.
With a really solid win over Milwaukee and a fine win over Utah.
Sure. You
2
got it.
games left. Warriors, Kings.
Kind of what we
Can you
thought.
find a way to come back from this grueling road trip 3 and 3?
Yeah.
I'd still call that a win and be looking
Oh,
towards a much more
ecstatic.
generous December schedule if they could pull that off.
It's static if they can come out of this 3 and 3. But again, neither one of these games are easy. They couldn't beat the Sacramento last season.
Kongs
when they
are
had
for
an
real.
opportunity. Like they are really for real, and they love to run, and they've got good defense in their backcourt too. You know,
And those kind of bigs like Sabonis, Valanciunas, those like burly big men who can score in the post give Vooch problems.
it's true. It's true.
Like I remember last year we were watching that game that they should have won and lost, and it was like Sabonis just being a bull in a china shop,
Yeah.
trucking everybody in his way, getting to the rim. Like he has been the head of the snake for them this year. Fox has played really well. He's cooled off a little bit of late, but like they play through him a lot of the time, and if they're not able to figure out a way to stop him,
Yeah.
then what do you do?
What do you do, man?
Especially when you've got Kevin Huerter shooting 64% on 15 threes per game.
He has been
and Malik
amazing.
Monk scoring 30. Like, they're getting contributions.
Yeah, Kevin Huerter has been absolutely incredible.
Velvet,
for
baby.
them, man. From 3, he's been great, absolutely great for them. So shout out to him for that.
Yeah,
so,
Jay.
Another hat
yeah,
throw.
Jay, get
Get in
angry on him,
there.
Jay. Toss that shit.
Jay Zawoski's
Yeah, Jay.
joining the hat throwing business, you guys.
Yeah.
Almost caught it.
Doesn't it feel
Damn,
good?
that was pretty good.
It's a nice hat. Is this yours?
That's
this
Matt's.
was the
Yeah,
original
that's
one?
the original.
Yeah,
That
that's
is a
mine.
nice hat,
Nice
right?
hat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's just tossing that shit around. Like,
Thank you.
It was a nice hat.
Yeah, I did. I forgot that there's one that he actually wore into the office because I was looking at it too, and I was like, "Who left that hat here? That's cool.
like,
It's a cool
that's
hat."
a nice one.
Yeah.
That's a cool hat. Yeah.
The hat started all the hat throwing tonight.
Yeah.
It was a cranky night. I'm sorry.
Yes, we know. Yeah,
but that
Warriors 2-10
that
on
was-
the road.
That
Yes.
was really sucky to watch. Bulls
Yeah.
just got rocked.
Rock from beginning to end, baby. Has Pat heard rap music ever?
Yeah.
yeah. Listen,
That's
I
from
keep
our guy
telling y'all-
Kyle.
I keep telling y'all, after 2007, it's done. Anything before
no.
2007, he can rock what you want.
But so we were
He was
watching.
quoting "Lose Yourself"
We
earlier
were
in the
watching
show.
Celtics Heat on the other TV while we were watching the Bulls game, and I was like, "Oh, hey, look, Jay-Z sitting courtside at that game."
See, he knew Jay-Z. He knew he was.
You know,
American
I like
royalty.
Lupe, Chicago guy. I like Lupe Fiasco. Always
Like,
have.
see what I mean?
You know, like-
wheelhouse. Right around 2007
Yeah.
is when it stops.
Don't ask me who's popular. You know,
Now.
now.
he does not gonna know. He's not gonna know who it is.
Not
man.
gonna do it.
Care how big the song is.
I'm an old man.
He knows who Drake is.
An old
though.
cranky bitch.
Just doesn't like Drake at all.
Drake's crap.
See?
Respect.
Drake.
Respect. He said respect.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Time to go to bed.
Yeah.
It's 11:30.
Sierra, be good.
We've
Bye.
got to come back. We'll be here tomorrow for an off-game show, 4 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
We haven't decided what we're going to talk about yet. We'll figure it out.
I just thought of a new game show.
Well, we can keep having this conversation of big picture stuff and whether or not the Bulls should blow it up and,
Just thought of one.
trade Zach LaVine and trade Billy Donovan and, trade Jerry Reinsdorf and all that good stuff. In the meantime, follow us on Twitter. Will, the GOAT, is at Will_Gottlieb. Make sure you're reading all of his great stuff at allchgo.com. Paywall's down. Big Dave Bow, BAWL Sports. Our producer extraordinaire, Joey Spathis, at Joey Spathis. We are
Joey to 1K, baby.
CHGO_Bulls. Check that pinned tweet with the links to your tickets for our CHGO Bulls takeover. First one of the season, December 16th, which is a Friday. No excuse not to come hang against the Knicks. Ticket package includes pregame drinks at Crossroads right here in West Loop, across the street from our studio, and a ticket to the game itself and the shuttle from A to B. And immaculate vibes with us.
All around.
Come hang. Get yourself your tickets. Come see us at the CHGO Bears tailgate as well.
We'll be there.
We'll be back tomorrow with a 4 o'clock show. Until then, get your rest. Shake this one off, Bulls fans.
Woo.
Live to fight another day.
Yes.
For Joey, Will, Big Dave, Peck. Tune into Blackhawks. Not ready to sleep yet? Tune into Blackhawks. See, Red be good.
Peace.